You ever notice how you somehow have time for Netflix, but not for the one book that could change your entire year? It's wild. People say they're too busy to read, yet the average person spends 2.5 hours a day on their phone. And here's the twist. The secret to reading a book a week has nothing to do with discipline, and everything to do with how your brain perceives time. Most people think reading requires hours. It doesn't. Reading is a time perception hack, not a time management task. When you understand how your brain compresses routine and expands novelty, you unlock something insane. Even the busiest person can finish a book every 7 days. And that's what we're diving into. The secret to reading a book in a week, even if you have no time. Because the truth is, you do. Your brain just hides it from you. Picture this. You're sitting on the couch at night, thinking your day is over. Yet your brain feels strangely empty, not tired, just numb. And somehow hours disappear without you choosing anything. That's not laziness. That's time blindness. The same phenomenon that makes childhood feel long and adulthood feel like a blur. When your life becomes routine, your brain stops recording. Days vanish. And reading? Reading reactivates the recording button. A single book gives your brain more novelty than an entire week of scrolling. But because scrolling provides cheap dopamine, your brain convinces you that you don't have time for anything deeper. You're not fighting distraction. You're fighting a brain that forgot how to pay attention. Today, we fix that with systems so simple they feel unfair. Here's the first truth. Nobody reads for an hour. People who read a book a week don't sit with tea and a fireplace for 5-hour marathons. They use tiny, consistent bursts, 20 minutes. Why 20 minutes? Because your brain loves bounded effort. A small promise lowers resistance. The effort paradox. The harder you try to force reading, the less you read. But give your brain a playful, no-pressure time frame, and suddenly it cooperates. Most books are about 55,000 words. Average reading speed, 250 words per minute. 20 minutes a day, 5,000 words, 7 days, 35,000 words. Add 2 longer evening sessions. Book finished. You don't need more time. You need smaller containers. The human mind works in cycles, not marathons. This is why micro workouts beat long gym sessions, why small deposits build strong relationships, why tiny habits compound. So the rule is simple. Commit to 20 minutes, not the book. Because the moment you shrink the goal, your brain stops panicking and starts cooperating. By the way, if any part of this already helped, tap the like button so this reaches the people who keep saying they wish they had time to read. Reading isn't a habit. Reading is an identity. Think of the last time you told yourself, I need to read more. That sentence already failed. You placed reading outside your identity. High output readers don't say, I should read. They say, I'm the kind of person who reads. Your brain follows identity faster than goals. If you identify as someone with no time, every distraction feels justified. If you identify as a reader, even 5 free minutes becomes an opportunity. This is the same mental trick used in fitness, productivity, creativity. Identity is the root of consistency. So here's the shift. Don't ask, how do I read more? Ask, who is the version of me that finishes a book a week? This version of you carries a book everywhere, reads during dead minutes, swaps 5% of scrolling for 5% of learning, treats books like conversations with geniuses. You don't need discipline. You need an identity that feels natural. And yes, your brain will resist at first. Your old identity still believes you're too busy, but identities are editable, just like memories, just like habits. Repeat this sentence every morning. I am a reader, and readers read daily. Not motivational, neurological. You don't lack reading time. Your day is full of invisible pockets of dead time. Waiting for your coffee, waiting in line, sitting in the car before starting the engine, bathroom breaks, 5-minute transitions, commercial moments, the mindless scroll reflex. These micro moments add up to 45 to 90 minutes every single day. But because they're scattered, you don't recognize them as usable. This is where the dead time harvesting system kicks in. Carry a book everywhere, physical, Kindle, or audiobook. It doesn't matter. If you reach for your phone, reach for the book. If you wait more than 20 seconds, read. If you feel the boredom itch, read. Reading thrives in interruptions. Scrolling thrives in autopilot. Books reward consciousness. Screens reward unconsciousness. Dead time is the goldmine where readers win and everyone else loses. Turn dead minutes into deliberate minutes, and suddenly your day expands. Your evenings decide everything. People assume evenings are about time. Wrong. Evenings are about energy. After work, your brain enters a specific state, a low-demand, high-absorption mode. Neuroscientists call this the time when your brain shifts from execution to integration. This is why scrolling feels soothing, and why reading during this window is insanely effective. This is the evening expansion window, a 90-minute block where your brain is primed for learning. It's the same psychological rhythm used in after-work routines, creative work, and relationship building. Break it into 3 phases. 1. Recovery, 10 minutes. Reset, stretch, change clothes, your brain switches modes. 2. Absorption, 20 to 40 minutes. This is reading time. Your mind is warm, relaxed, open. Reading here feels effortless, not disciplined. 3. Integration, 10 minutes. Take one note, highlight one idea, or write a sentence to your future self. This reinforces memory. Reading during the expansion window is like catching a wave instead of fighting the ocean. One evening session, 20 to 40 minutes. 7 days, book finished. You don't need discipline, you need rhythm. Boredom kills more books than difficulty does. If a book feels slow, most people assume they're the problem. No, the book is the problem. You are allowed to skim, skip, jump chapters, abandon the book entirely. Your job isn't to finish a book. Your job is to extract value. Treat books like mentors, not prisons. In fact, high-volume readers intentionally read multiple books at once. Why? Because mood, energy, and curiosity shift throughout the week. Matching the book to the moment keeps momentum high. If a book bores you, switch. Boredom is your brain saying, "We're done learning here." And when learning stops, attention collapses. Once you finish 3 books in 3 weeks, something insane happens. Reading speed increases naturally. Retention improves. Your brain starts predicting patterns. Themes become obvious. Your curiosity breaks open. This is the compound book effect, the same psychological reward loop behind habit formation, skill learning, and mastery. One book teaches you something, but 10 books in a domain give you superpowers. Patterns appear, connections form, ideas compound. Reading becomes not a task, but an identity powered by momentum. This is when people look at you and say, "How do you read so much?" And you'll know the truth. You don't read more. You just read differently. And here's the wild part. Everything you just learned is the beginner level. Because once your brain gets used to daily reading, something even more powerful happens. Your entire sense of time expands. Days feel fuller, weeks feel longer, thought becomes clearer. It's not about finishing books. It's about upgrading the operating system running your life. And to lock it in, we add one final step. If this video is helping you rethink reading, tap like so. YouTube sends it to the people who need it most. And if you want to go deeper into systems like this, time, learning, psychology, habit design, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video. This channel isn't about hacks. It's about designing a life you're actually proud to live. Because once you master reading, you master thinking. And once you master thinking, everything else becomes easier. You started this video thinking reading takes time. Now you know it gives time back. A book a week isn't a challenge. It's a new identity waiting for activation. And the version of you who reads daily, that version makes better decisions, builds better habits, and lives a slower, deeper, fuller life. You don't need more hours. You just need better moments. Start with 20 minutes today. That's all it takes to become the person you always thought only other people could be.